worried standing up here. I'm not sure if there's something gonna happen. The floor's gonna fall out from underneath me, so bear with this. I don't think anything is gonna happen, but she also claims to be the favorite child. And I see a few siblings in the room. Yeah, okay, yeah, favorite child. But, and her mom is here with us. Would it be okay if we had mom stand up and, okay, Lynetta Maxfield. A supportive mom. And today is Cara's time to shine. We're excited to bring up Cara Maxfield Ramey.
My husband wanted to see this, so I'm recording myself. Welcome, thank you for coming to my class today. I learned a skill to be a good public speaker, and to not be nervous is to pretend that everyone is naked, so. Perky. Yes. Oh, there's my parents, oh my gosh. Okay, yes, I'm very impressed with you all. You look very, very, very excellent today, I must say. So before I get started, I need to let you know that one of my skills is not PowerPoint. So if you're hoping to be impressed by my slides, you will not be, okay? I did make slides because I think I was told I had to make slides. So I have some slides. I want to get started by talking about the freshman 15. I went to college and I had the freshman 15, so I wanted to do something about it. So I said, well, I'm not really fast. I don't really have very good endurance. I think I'll become a runner. Perfect. So to become a runner, I bought some shorts, I bought some wristbands, and I ran every day, because that's what runners do. Runners run. So I went and I ran every day. After running every day, I decided, what else do runners do besides run? Well, they run races. So in my true brilliance, I decided to sign up for a marathon, a half marathon for my first race, since I was now a runner, okay? Ooh, see? High-tech slides, guys. So I ran every day. I'm gonna go do this half marathon. You know what happened when I ran my half marathon? I set 2 world records. I didn't. I barely finished the race, okay? It was one of the hardest things I had done up to that point, because I went to the race as a runner in my mind because I ran. I had never run more than an hour a day. That was my training, was run an hour a day, 6 days a week. I have no idea how fast I ran, the distance I ran, probably like 30 miles in that hour, I'm guessing, probably. So I did my race. I was about mile 11 of my 13 miles. And I was really struggling. And an older gentleman came up running next to me and said, hey, how's it going? We chatted for a few minutes. He goes, well, thanks for the break. And he ran off ahead. You're welcome. See you at the end. Bye. Get me some water. Was I a runner? Yeah. The only thing I knew about running is that you had to run. So I continued with my running career, setting records, racing old guys, and I wanted to do another race. And I was having a discussion with another runner, and he said that he does his long runs on Saturday. And I said, me too. And then I went home to Google and I said, what is a long run? Apparently, there's a science behind training for a marathon. You don't just go and run every day. You do a combination of short runs where you continually work on your speed. So you always do the same distance. And your goal is to get faster and faster doing that same distance. And then you also do a short run where you slowly build up the distance that you run, and you always run the same speed. And then you also do what's called a long run. So when I came to my next race, fully prepared, I still didn't set any world records. But the race was so much easier for me to do because I had taken the action. So I had run. I was running. I had already decided that I was a runner, but I learned the science and the technical skills in being a good runner, running a good race. Then I ran another race. And if you want to know how to run a race, that it's your fastest time ever, run a race that's in the middle of the night in the country. If you look at the picture, you'll see a little red eyeball of a monster. Can you see the monster's red eyeball? Because I saw that eyeball my entire 15 miles that I did. Okay, fastest time ever. Okay, so just for all you runners out there, now you know how you can increase your time. I loved Keela today. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I wrote down something that she said because it is literally the lesson that I wanted to teach today and why I was giving you my story of becoming a runner. She said, instead of wishing and hoping and praying, I just started doing. So when I started to become a runner, and as I continued to progress in my running, I wasn't just doing, I was learning. So now, even though speed and endurance were not something that come natural to me, I was not a natural runner, I can coach probably most anyone on how to run a marathon because I had to learn. I'm not a natural runner, so in my mind, I would be a really good coach because I can relate to you. I wasn't born fast. I wasn't born with all of these running skills. So because of that, I can teach you how to run. So I'm speaking to all of you here, okay? I want you to write down in your notebooks. I want you to say, I am not the greatest leader because. And you're going to write 3 reasons. And it's not actions. It's not because you don't recruit, but it's because of a skill or personality trait that you feel that you lack. When I started Unique, I was as good of a leader as I was a runner. So the skills that I felt an incredible leader had, I didn't feel come natural to me. And so I had to learn and study and learn what it was I even needed to study. I didn't even know what skills I lacked. I started when Unique started, and so it was trying to figure things out. But if you take my running story of the way to be a runner is to simply run, to simply decide to run, and then learn as you go, what do you think I'm going to tell you about your list of why you're not the greatest leader? You just gave yourself what you know you need to work on. Let's say you take your list, and I want you to write, I am. What's one of the things that you wrote of the reasons why you're not the greatest leader? Yes. Okay. I want you to write, I am organized. Okay, I want you to write, I am on your 3 things. So if organization or pretty, by the way, I better not hear pretty on any one of them, okay? Because if you feel that you're not pretty enough, it's probably confidence that you think that you need. Okay, it's confidence. I am not confident. Now you know what you need to work on. And that's a wonderful thing, because I would love to have a coach that had to overcome so many things. I would love to have a coach if I wanted to go and join a sport or any activity or business who came into it lacking in many skills and overcame them. Because when I am struggling and trying to come over things, they know. So when you are overcoming those things, you overcome them, and I guarantee you, you are more powerful than the person that it comes natural to. Okay? You will be more relatable. So I really hope that you can embrace that so that you can recognize them and use that as your drive to know what you can work on. A few years ago, I went to the dentist. In dentist's office, there isn't very much privacy. It's not like going to the doctor. You know, they have those half walls and you can kind of hear what's going on next door. And there was a lot going on next door. I could hear drills. I was getting hit with debris from the room next door. So I was paying attention to what was going on, and I hear the dental assistant say, how often do you brush your teeth? That's interesting. Well, I don't really have time to brush my teeth. But I wash my mouth out with water every day, at least once. I sat up and I was like, brilliant. Up to this point, I had never known that brushing your teeth was not a priority. Mom, you told me that it was something that had to be done, and here's this guy living a much better life, not having to worry about brushing his teeth. So we all have the same amount of time. We all brush our teeth. So the success of your business and the success of the growth of your business and your leadership ability and skills is up to you. It's up to if you make it a priority or not. And the proof is going to show in the numbers. I used to do competitive, figure competitions, and the thing that I loved about that sport is you showed up on stage, and you did the work or you didn't. And it was obvious. Not only to you, but to everyone else. So you either do it or you don't. We all have the same amount of time. So it's up to you if you're going to say, yeah, I don't really feel very confident about my leadership skills, so I'm just not going to do that. Well, that's okay. You won't be successful. So if you're choosing to not work on what you find, the things that you are lacking, then you're choosing to not grow and to not be the best that you can be in your business. Okay. I figured I needed to throw in some words into my slideshow. Once I saw my co-speakers with all of their bullet points and things, so I actually came up with this brilliant quote. Don't get so busy working on yourself that you forget to build your business. So I was just talking about personal development and developing your skills and everything. But how good of a runner would I have been in my marathon if I had just gone and learned the science? If I learned, oh, there's long runs, oh, there's speed runs, oh, great, I know, I'm going to go do my marathon. It would have been pointless. You have to learn and you have to do. You probably hear lots of leaders talking about personal development, and it is very important. Very important. But I would much rather you do something and completely fail than not do it because you feel like you need to learn how to do it better first. Because that's the biggest part of the learning process. I took French all through high school. 4 years of high school, 2 years of college. I thought that I was Francais. Because every day in French class, that's what we did. I took 6 years of French. And then I met someone from France. Oui. I had learned French. I had learned all of the grammatical things with the language in this class, but I had never been to France. I would have learned more French going there for 2 months than I did in the 7 years of studying the language that I did. I would have gone not understanding a single word, but I would have become Francais simply by living there, immersing, doing, not knowing, looking like a fool, getting laughed at for my lack of words and accent and all of these things, than my studying. So do not think that you need to have mastered the skill or compare yourself to other people's skill level before you decide to do it. Promise me, okay? You know what happens when you choose to go and do all of these things? As a leader, one day I couldn't find my son, my oldest son. He's 15 now, but at the time he was probably 6. I couldn't find him. And so I found him upstairs, running. Because he had seen me run. He had seen me, talk about I was going for this goal and wanting to do this race and be healthy and all of these things. I never specifically talked to him about running. He just saw. Okay? So if you have people on your team that come to you with something and you don't know how to help them, it's because you're not doing it. You can only coach what you know and what you do. So if you can't coach on how to sell, or you can't coach how to host a party, it's because you haven't hosted a party. If you host a party that completely fails, great. Because that way you can use that experience and help in training and teaching and leading your team. So you have to lead by example. Because if you do, trust me, your team is watching, and if you think they're not watching it, they don't know they do. I want you to look over your list again, your I am list. Okay? Now you know what you are, what you can be, what you need to work on. And there is no skill that you can't learn. None. That is required to be a successful, well, in anything in life, but we're going to say successful leader in Unique, because that's where we are right now. It can be learned, all of it. And if you will do the work to learn it, then you will be the most powerful leader. And I would much rather have you as a leader than someone who came in powerful from the very beginning and knew it all and did it all right, just right and correct from the beginning.
Cara, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
But what is when they won't listen?
What's that?
What is when they won't listen with what I teach them? Or try?
Well, so that's up to them, right? That's not a skill that you are lacking. She asked me, what if my team member won't listen? So that's not you. That's up to them. If you have people that aren't listening to you, if you're actually giving good leadership advice, then they probably really don't want to hear what you have to say, and it's not going to matter what you say.
That is actually their problem. What drives me nuts right now? I don't know what to do. That's why I kind of stuck.
You're stuck?
Yeah, because
Well, I'd have to look to see what it is that you're saying to know if it's maybe you need to maybe you need to work on your communication skills. Maybe there's things being lost in translation because it's an online communication, or maybe it's nothing that you're doing wrong.
thank you.
Yeah. Was that okay, guys? Was that good? Who's a runner now? Who's a runner? Yes! Who's a leader? Who here is a leader? Yes. 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 Thank you all for coming today.